Good day, everyone. I am Yvonne Kate D. Gahisan. I am assigning to report acquisition. Acquisition is the department of a library responsible for the selection and purchase of materials or resources. The department may select vendors, negotiate consortium pricing, arrange for standing orders, and select individual titles or resources. In other words, is the process of acquiring materials for the library collection. It is accomplished either through purchase, gifts, or exchange, or barter programs. Its primary concern is the ordering, claiming, and receipt of materials for the library. A library's primary purpose is to acquire, or other words, selection and acquisition, store, organize, or cataloging and classification, preserve, presentation, disseminate, to manage, or otherwise provide access to materials and information. These competencies relate to the graduate's knowledge of information or resources, access or services, technology and management, and the ability to use this knowledge as a basis for providing the highest quality of information and services. Historically, the acquisitions decisions were done by the chief librarian and the actual ordering done by the clerical staff, and this is still true for small libraries. Now, for big or large libraries with big collections as well as sufficient budget, acquisition functions are performed by a separate unit known as acquisition unit. This is followed by receiving materials, checking their quality, processing invoices, making payment to vendors, and lastly, maintaining the necessary records related to acquisitions. The first one is the receiving materials. Receiving materials, it is important to follow a standard procedure for receiving materials. To ensure that the right materials have been received, they go to the right place and payment is made if required. Materials should be recorded in an accessions register or in a logging cards or logging sheets. And the second one is the checking their quality. Is a process through which a business seeks to ensure that the product quality is maintained or improved. In the quality control requires the business to create an environment in which both management and employees strive for perfection, and this is done by training personnel or creating benchmarks for product quality and testing products to check for statistically significant variations. We have 8 types of acquisition methods followed by the libraries. Number 1, firm order. Number 2, standing orders. Number 3, approval plans. Number 4, blanket orders. Number 5, subscription. Number 6, leases. Number 7, gifts. And lastly, number 8, exchanges. So, we talk about number 1, the firm orders. Firm orders that are determined by name specifically, or for example, a specific book, textbook, or journal that the library wants, is one that is left open or standing by an investor. In the business world, a firm order is an order which is a non-cancelable. In other words, the parties are expected to follow through with the transaction. So we have number 2, the standard orders or the standing orders. Standing orders open orders for all the titles that fit a particular category or subject. For example, these are usually developed for serials and the library knows that it will want anything published in that particular series. A benefit to this style of ordering is that it's automatic. The acquisitions department does not have to order the next series. So, in other meaning of the standing orders are items that come without creating a purchase order. Usually, these are books that are part of a series. Each time a new volume is added to the series and it is automatically sent to us. So we have the third one, the approval plans. Approval plans similar to a standing orders except they cover quite a few topic areas are sent from the vendor and the library is only charge for the specific titles that they accept into their collection. Under these circumstances, The library is free to return anything it does not wish to add to its collection. Is an arrangement whereby a bookseller, using a predetermined set of parameters known as a profile, automatically ships books to a library for an on-site review and provides title announcements. And we have the fourth one, the blanket orders. Are the library making a commitment to purchase all of a something? And these are the blanket purchase agreement or call of order is a purchase order which a customer places with its supplier to allow multiple delivery dates over a period of time, often negotiated to take advantage of predetermined pricing. It is a normally used when there is a recurring need for unexpandable goals. For example of these blanket orders, we have a library makes a contract with a certain publisher or vendor and will purchase everything that this publisher or vendor has available in regards to a topic. An example of this is that in this example, we have the library or which is a publisher or a vendor make a contract. So we have the fifth one, subscriptions. A library only has to develop a contract once with a vendor or publisher and the items are automatically delivered when printed. Often, subscriptions are for a specific length of time and must be renewed at the end of the contract. A library that is financed by private funds, either from membership fees or endorsements. Unlike a public library, access is often restricted to members, but access rights and can also be given to non-members such as students. The last slide of my topic. So we have the leases, contracts that allow access to particular resources for a period of time. Leases are most commonly utilized with electronic resources such as databases, journals, and web-based materials. The library is paying for access to the material versus paying for ownership of the material. A contract between parties called the lessor and the lessee, whereby the lessor conveys to the lessee in return the right to use an asset for an agreed period of time. And we have gifts. In some cases, libraries may allow gifts that people give to the library. It is the job of the acquisitions department to determine whether or not the gift will be kept and incorporated into the library's collection, or meaning as the library materials offered by a known person, corporation, or agency which the library may choose to accept or reject. Donors, especially in an academic community setting, are often knowledgeable collectors or even more frequently, scholars who have been systematically collected important publications. And lastly, we have exchanges. Exchanges can be broken into two subcategories: exchange of unwanted duplicate or gift materials, and the exchange of new materials between libraries. Again, the institutions that usually have a process for this type of acquiring are larger academic or research libraries. This is also a process of consortia. Our meaning is usually a free exchange of reading materials between two or more parties. Without a doubt, the best source for free reading material is the library. The space, the resources, the services, and friendly staff and knowledgeable librarians make it one of the best places to source reading material and advocate for literacies. And these are the report of acquisitions. Thank you and God bless.